then one other area we want to touch on today, you know, as the state looks at where we can find savings, we're compelled to make sure that we're not wasting money anywhere, and we're compelled also to make sure there's not waste, fraud, and abuse in the system. And I think everyone who has come in touch with the Medicaid system in Georgia recognizes the potential for waste, fraud, and abuse. And on that note, we've had a couple of senators who have begun working on this and have brought to the Senate some great ideas on how we can get after this waste, fraud, and abuse and end up saving the taxpayers some money and making sure that those Medicaid dollars go only to those people who are eligible to receive them. So with that, I'll introduce Senator William Ligon.
Thank you, and good morning. As you know, Medicaid fraud has been a problem nationally and in the states. And in fact, some estimates are that we're losing maybe 10.5% of what's being spent to fraud. Some studies out of Harvard indicate that that amount could be even larger. The state of Georgia spends about, well, in the state, we spend about $10 billion on the program, and the state pays 40% of that. So you can imagine the savings that could occur if we could only catch 5% of the fraud. And this fraud occurs both on the provider side through double billing, errors in billing. There are instances where the cards are passed from one person to the other, and then it's passed on down the line. There's no accountability in how the system is being operated. And what we're wanting to do is to bring some innovative technology into the program to help stop the fraud before it ever occurs, so that we can save the taxpayers money. Just last year in the state, prosecutors recovered about $26 million in funds that had been fraudulently paid out. But we think that much more just simply slid under the table, and we need to do what we can to recover that amount. And I'd like to turn it over to Senator Albers to talk about the technology that will be used to help stop this fraud.
Thank you. Good morning. We're excited to use enhanced technology in order to prevent Medicaid fraud. And the first part of that will be introduction of a smart card for Medicaid. Medicaid patients today already have a card. They're used to having a card. This integrates a computer chip into the card. On that chip will be information about the patient, including a digital photograph, which will be one means of what's called multi-factor authentication. Another thing they'll have to do when they get to the doctor's office is submit their fingerprint, which will then go off of a state database which is separate from the card. Using these two mechanisms, we will assure that the person who is there to get the services is the actual person. It will also help to collect that data back in the databases so we can do more electronic auditing and prevent the fraud, as William mentioned, from both the provider all the way to the end user. This program is proven technology that has been used in other industries in the past, and we're excited about implementing it here to save the state tax dollars. Thank you.